Well, folks, if you're going to spend money on something, it might as well be something you actually like. That's what I always say. That's where the Club Random merch store comes in. That's right, get yourself a cozy hoodie. Look at this. This is really well designed. That's right, get yourself a cozy hoodie to snuggle away your sorrows or some new Club Random shirts. Look at all this shit I have. To attract a partner with similar interests and live happily ever after. I've seen crazier rom-coms, so head over to clubrandom.com and bring home some random. Claude is the AI for minds that don't stop at good enough. It's the collaborator that actually understands your entire workflow and thinks with you. Whether you're debugging code at midnight or strategizing your next business move, Claude extends your thinking to tackle the problems that matter. It's not another app begging for your attention. It's a second brain for problems worth solving. Get started with Claude at claude.ai/clubrandom. Today's episode is brought to you by Quo, the business communication system built so you can never miss a call. Half of business communication still looks like a group project that nobody's managing. So here is where Quo comes in. When Quo, your whole team can handle calls and texts from one shared number. Money is on the line, always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free. Plus, get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/random.
I had no idea.
Oh, that's right. They don't get media.
We didn't
in
get
the
that in
South. Well, you just don't trust them.
Don't trust. I've never trusted. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. It's Brad Pitt's brother.
How you doing, man?
That's a funny song.
Good to see you.
That's a funny song, by the way.
It was a true story.
What?
Other than Brad Pitt's brother.
Sounds like it was many stories.
Yeah, it
many
was.
days in your life.
That was actually about me and my friend Brett James wrote that song. Because when you're single, Christmas is a weird time, So I called my buddy Brett James, and he was a great songwriter. I said, "What are you doing the day after Christmas?" Because he had a family and everything. So we went down to my house in the Virgin Islands and stayed out all night. And literally, I woke up around 2:30 in the afternoon, and Brett was out there playing guitar, and he had this riff, started, and it was that riff. And basically, that song was written about our night before.
You out all night?
We were out all
That's the riff
night.
part? Yeah.
That was, back in the day.
Well, it's funny you say that because this very room, I used to have a party Christmas night. Christmas Day, but night.
Yeah.
It was very popular because everybody's doing something in the day they don't really want to do.
Nope.
Relatives, family, kids around. Even as a kid, I sort of had enough by the end of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Halloween,
Right.
where you were stuffed with candy and you were bouncing off the walls from the sugar rush. You were just kind of like, ugh.
So you guys were into Christmas or not?
Totally, of course.
Yeah, our family really was too.
Yeah, we're Americans.
Yes,
we're into Christmas. Yeah, no, don't fucking. And of course, kids, you're getting presents. Of course, we're fucking into Christmas. But like when you're an adult. This is after, I used to go, when my father was alive, I used to go back to New Jersey and see my family at Christmas. Then, years later, and then my mother was gone. So there was no, I would see my sister, but not at Christmas time because neither of us really cared when we were older. We were both atheists at this point. So, but we had great memories of it. But I would have a party Christmas night. This was the party house, always has been. And boy, did people love it. They were so ready for...
I bet they came early, too.
They
Right?
came early, stayed late. But they were ready for something adult. And it was only the same very day. So that's how much it annoys people that I can't even wait for the next... You say your party was the next day.
The next day.
This was Christmas night.
So is this still going on?
No. No, but I could revive it. It's a really good idea.
But there was a moment that the pendulum swung the other way.
Oh, I did it for years. I mean...
Yeah, but what made it stop?
What made it stop was I had a girlfriend in Canada, and I went there for 3 Christmases. I
There
mean,
you
I was there.
Yeah.
I mean, what I did for love, because I don't like to travel to cold weather places in the cold. You know, I just quit touring after like 42 years of doing it. But even when all the years I was doing it, my agent knew, don't book him in Minneapolis in February. I mean, I'd fire them if they even tried it, you know. But
my manager Clint did that one time.
booked
So
you
back
in the-
before I could decide when I was going to tour, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No.
But back when I could decide when you know, when we were out there all the time, like I would pack to come home for years. So we were out there all the time. Well, we were in this place in Upper Michigan called Sault Ste. Marie, and it was so cold that the inside of the bus windows were frosted over.
I think I played there.
It's a casino up there. It's
It's a casino, right?
So back in the day, I played there, and my manager and agent's name is Clint Hyam. And I took my finger, the frost was inside the window, and I took my finger and I went, fuck you, Clint. Send him a picture of it.
But you're old school, I think, like me, when it comes to show business. I mean, there's that story about you like having your foot crushed or some shit, and you still did the show. And I always think about it when like, not to like always be shitting on the younger generation, but you know, where shit is due, I will shit. And the way they cancel shows, because it doesn't even have to be something physical. It's just, I'm not feeling it. So all you people who like came out here and rearranged your life and your days and your weeks and your babysitter to come see me, I'm sorry. I got that sinus headache.
I know people that that canceled shows before they went on. That people were already there, and they just said, I'm not going on. And now the thing is they're not mentally fit.
Right. Or they show up 3 hours late.
Yeah. There's a certain thing, like I think that in how I came up and all the clubs and the casinos and whatever it is I played, and then getting to the next level, there's a certain I don't know. There's a certain gratitude, and I think it's the way I was brought up also. But you just didn't cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's show business.
There's no business like
show business.
Yeah. They smile when they are low.
Yeah.
They smile when they are low. They don't cancel the show when they are low.
No,
we should redo the song.
Yeah.
Redo the song
well, have you ever
for the
canceled
Chapel Roan fans.
Have you ever canceled?
Never canceled. Also, never missed a show in over 40 years, about 40 years on the road, except for 2 times, and both times it was because the plane couldn't get there. The plane physically couldn't. Once it broke, and once it was weather. Never missed one episode of Politically Incorrect, which was like 2,000 episodes or something, probably 800 real times. Never missed any of those shows except for the 2 they made me when I had COVID, wink, wink. So I could have done, I felt way worse other times when I did the show, pre-COVID, you know, if I had just the flu or something. But back then, you know, it was just like, that's the heroic thing, to go on there. Don't get anybody sick, but you know, you could do. I'm not kissing them. You know, we're not making euphoria here. I'm just talking to them across a table.
But it is interesting to see there is a difference, and everybody's different, whatever. But I know the way how hard you worked coming up and doing what you did. Again, you had a dream and you were meeting people and you were like, the work was a part of the process, right?
Same as you.
So same as me, but it is a little different today. I'm not saying that people don't work hard, because they do.
Well,
but when people ask me for advice and they say, this is what they say. And there's this internal voice telling me as soon as they say this, they'll say, well, how do you have any advice on how to make it? And there's this, and look, I wanted to make it too, right? But still, there's this internal voice inside of me thinking that person's never going to make it. Telling myself, I wouldn't tell them that. But
maybe it's the kind thing to do.
Maybe it is.
But no, you never know.
It ain't up to me to tell them.
Yeah, you never know.
But you don't do it to make it. You do it because it's what you do. You got up every night and did your thing because it's what you do.
And a lot of times, I can't speak for other comedians, but I'm pretty sure this is how they felt too at that stage. You have to really psych yourself up to keep going and to do it, because the last experience you had with it sucked so bad.
Yeah.
Really, way worse, I bet, than, I mean, I've seen it in smaller venues, even in larger ones sometimes, when the audience isn't listening to the band, and the band knows it, right?
That's right.
Okay, but you're in the middle of a song, you know, you have each other to, like, okay, you know what, fuck you people, we're gonna just enjoy playing this for each other, and it's still a great song, and we're whatever. Comedians don't have that latitude. You're just,
no, you're so exposed. You're so exposed.
Exactly.
You're more exposed than we are. Like I have this
Yes.
mentality of going,
Thank
okay,
you.
the worse the audience, the more we're gonna give them. They're gonna like it whether they like it or not.
That is the attitude you should also have as a comedian. I did not. That's the bad thing when I was young and stupid, that is exactly the attitude that would have served me well, and it was the precise attitude I lacked.
Yeah, but there had to have been a moment where, I mean, I remember me and the band were, it was in some arena, maybe it was Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky somewhere, or something like that, where we knew that it just changed. Something was changing. It's not like it was yesterday. It's something I could just tell.
In your popularity.
Yes, but in the connection with the audience.
Yeah.
And so there had to be a moment for you like that.
Oh,
too.
yes, it's perhaps even more obvious with me, because laughter is very measurable.
Right.
You know, you either hear it or you don't, you know, and they're either laughing all the way through your set or maybe sporadically, but I remember literally the first time I did 20 minutes, and it was like from beginning to end, it was solid. Like there was no genius, but for 20 minutes, I could actually make strangers laugh continually. And that to me was like one of the watershed moments.
It's such an incredible talent. And I think you are born to do that.
Partly, yes. You absolutely.
I mean, you have to have the gift of gab, but you are born to do that.
Well, you know what you really need for it? Timing.
That's exactly right.
You are either born with timing or you're not. It's innate, I guess.
And there's something to be said. Like my friend John McGinley was telling me, I forgot who he was talking about.
The actor?
But, yeah, the actor.
Oh,
I'm
I know.
dear friends with him.
Oh, yeah.
So
Platoon.
He was talking about when you're on stage, either as a comedian or an actor or what, the gift of pausing. There's something that brings them in.
That's timing.
And then it's timing.
And you have to feel it. You can't teach it. You cannot. You really can't. I mean, you also need material. You could get writers to do material, but I feel like material is always best done by the person who writes it, because they hear it exactly the way it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, the pacing and everything of it, yeah.
That's why it's always painful when they portray comedians in movies about comedians, and they're doing. It's just it's one level removed from reality, and to a comedian, it's just nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah,
you know? It just is. You know, I mean, you must see people sometimes in movies portraying musicians and.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it
seems authentic.
Yeah,
and sometimes
they do it way better than they used to. I mean, in the old days, you know, a guy would go to play the piano, they would just cut to his face, you know, and they wouldn't even attempt. And now they seem to be able to do it. I mean, they have tricks that I don't get it, but where you just see the person sit down and start to play and pan up, so you never cut away, and yet it's definitely not that person playing the piano at that level. But you know. That's show business.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom before I came in here, and it reminded me of something. That there's a poster on the wall, and I had no idea I was going to talk about this today, and it reminded me of this film you did that just blew my mind.
What?
The one on religion.
Oh, Religulous. Yeah, those posters are gag posters. They don't. I mean, that was my career in the '80s, doing things like B movies like that. That one of my writers makes those. They're hysterical. But Religulous, yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen it. Like, and I forgot about it.
That means a lot to me.
Because
Thank you.
Here's why. Is because I grew up. A lot of that movie spoke to me. It really did, because I do believe. You know, I grew up very Southern Baptist, right? And after I saw after I saw that film, the girl I was dating at the time, she and I drove around just about a 10-mile radius of where we lived, and we counted 32 churches. So
Yeah, I've been to places like that. Memphis is like that.
yeah,
I remember driving through. Wow, and well, that means a lot to me because that movie I'm sure did not play in the theater there because I remember
probably not.
when we released it, and it was financially one of the biggest documentaries ever. Now the numbers are way lower for documentaries, but I think when it came out, it was the 7th biggest one ever, and it didn't play in most of the country. Because in most of the country, the Bible Belt, they were not going to show Religulous.
Look, I can tell you, it really spoke to me because I grew up Southern Baptist.
I hear this all the time
And I
from
went
people like that.
to church with my grandmother and my mother, and then she was a very godly woman, and I was taught that this is the way this, or if you don't do it this way, it's wrong, or you're gonna, they literally scare the hell out of you. Right?
Well, as a Catholic who went through the system, and my mother was culturally Jewish. I don't think she ever went to church, but we'll say she's Jewish, yes. People always say, oh, Bill, if your mother's Jewish, you're Jewish. I'm like, okay, first of all, religion is an opinion, okay? It's not an ethnicity, it's an opinion. It's just an opinion that I think Muhammad is God or Jesus is God. I don't have an opinion. I was forced into having an opinion that was Catholic when I was young. Now my opinion is neither one of them. So don't tell me what I am. What I am is a Catholic-raised atheist.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I am. And I put in time with the Catholic Church, and I want credit for it. I want the credit because it was painful.
I think for me, like I've been on stage so much, and I've seen music like change people. And I think there's got to be something in there.
Something that we don't understand? Of course.
Like, I think there's something much bigger than all of us.
Well, of course.
That's full of love, light,
Oh.
and positive energy and connectivity that we don't understand.
Well, I can only go halfway there with you. Once you start ascribing what it likes about the world or us, love and light, and I don't know about that. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that's dark and not and not lovely. So like
I understand that.
Yeah. So my thing is, people think there's some big difference between atheists and agnostics. It's the same thing. Even atheists don't say, we are sure what it is and it's not God. No, we just go, we don't know and we don't care.
Yeah.
We're never going to know, so we don't put a lot of energy into it. But we definitely don't think, with all the fucked up shit on Earth, I could start a list, but let's not get depressed. But you know what I'm talking about. With all that shit, either God is incompetent or cruel there's just no reason for a lot of the suffering. And so, like, I'd rather not, if I think about it in terms too much of like, he did this, I'll start not to like him. I want to like him if it exists. And it's just.
And maybe it's my messed up sense of humor, but I probably wasn't supposed to laugh at this moment. I didn't think we were going to be talking about this, but it's my messed up sense of humor. You were talking to this guy in this religious bookstore, and he said that. No matter what, if it's, I'll be in a better place, whatever. And you said, well, why don't you kill yourself?
Why don't you hang yourself tomorrow then? I know I'll be in a better place.
And I spit my water out in the bus. I was laughing so hard. So anyway,
poor guy.
I saw that poster in there, and I just had to bring it up.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, that was in Boston. The ones I loved all the ones we did, but I especially liked the ones in the South. There was
the truck stop.
The truck stop in Raleigh.
Yeah.
I do have an affection, not just for that part of the country, because I played it my whole life. And
those are my people.
Those are your people, and I love your people. And I hate it that America and the kind of snobby people that I rub shoulders with a lot out here. I'm sorry, but that is a lot of what Los Angeles is. Very uber woke snobby types who just. And I think I used to be more of them. I'm glad I'm not. And I think traveling the country and being in those places just gave me a very different perspective than people who just stay here. Because, I always have more fun there. I like the audience better usually because they were generally liberal, but not stick up their ass woke like because politically
You
incorrect.
can't say anything to them.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, so I would always have a better time in Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah.
Or where NASA is, you know.
Did you ever play Knoxville? I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee. Did you ever go there?
Of course, I played them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've done this editorial on my show a couple of times about country music,
Yeah.
which, you know, I feel like country music and me, we truly met in the middle. I mean, when I was a kid, and I grew up with the late 60s, 70s radio. That's my formative years. I was 12 in 1968 when what topped the charts was the Beatles. Somewhat, they were a little on they had Hey Jude that year, so they had the biggest one. But you know, Tommy James and the Shondells and the Rascals, and we're still in that era. The Rolling Stones. I mean, great bands, and Aretha Franklin, and you know, so. Oh, no, I forgot what I was going to say.
No, you were talking about you met country in the middle.
Oh, yes. So back then, country was picking and a grinning. You know, it was just to somebody in the New York, I was in New Jersey, the New York media market. It was total hick. It was hee-haw. Was on in the
Well, and they presented it that way in a lot of ways.
Well, I don't think, excuse me, I love you, Burrow, but I don't think they were misrepresenting
No, they
it
were.
completely.
I'm just saying.
They were not like they're, oh, look, he's playing.
You know what's
a
crazy,
hick.
though? If
No,
you
they
go
were
back and watch some of that, I mean, as hokey as it is, if you go back and watch some of those old versions of Hee Haw that was out, it is, some of that stuff is like,
Yes.
it's pretty funny. I mean,
It
like,
is funny.
The writers on that show, I mean,
Yes.
they knew who they were and they wrote to those people. It was great.
You know what it was, really? It was hick laughing.
Yes.
You know, there was a show laughing.
Yeah, I know Laughing.
Right, okay. And it was kind of, let's do that, but for, you know, like the 3/5 of the country that sound like you. Not the people who sound like me, which is perfect English.
Oh my God! If you went to like my mom has a twin, and I grew up in a family of women, and wow, you would have a hard time listening to them at a family function.
Why?
I mean, it was just because of the accent, what you're talking about.
I know, I like the accent.
Oh no, I talk the way I talk, but I mean, like I would take girls home with me for, you know, Easter or Christmas or whatever, and they would have it. They'd almost need like a Rosetta Stone book, you know, or whatever to follow along.
Girls who didn't have a Southern accent
That's
like
right.
you. I imagine you took a lot of girls out for a lot of holidays.
Well, I took one girl home. Like my family, I don't know how many siblings did you have?
One.
One. Okay, so I had a sister, but I also had an Aunt Missy that was my same age, my mother's sister. My mom and my grandmother were in the hospital at the same time having us. Swear to God. Now, this is some East Tennessee shit here now. I'm gonna tell you.
See,
what were we talking about? I can't even remember.
No, let's go back to it.
What was it though? What was
it? Was something important.
So I took a girl home, and, it's a family full of women, and they dissect everybody that you bring there, right? Every girlfriend I ever brought there, they were just talking behind her back or whatever. And I took this girl home one time.
Because they thought that she wasn't good enough for you.
Well, possibly, but I took her home for some holiday. The next day I called my sister. I said, okay, what'd everybody think? And she goes, well, she was fine and all, but she had the wrong bra on with that shirt.
Right.
It was that detailed.
See, we never do that.
Yeah,
I know
country people do that.
I know men are, no, I'm talking about men and women.
Yeah, no, we don't do that. We don't.
We never say, oh, Kenny, he was wearing the wrong bra.
Yeah, or it's
just like.
We don't even think it.
Yeah. We're plainly better.
So, yeah.
But I mean, you know, okay, let me broaden this out since we're on this subject. But like, I feel like the biggest change, like big overarching change in music as far as lyrically, when most music is love song music of one kind or another. Now, of course, there's protest, songs about everything. Yeah. And there's songs we don't even know what they're about. Crimson and Clover, over and over.
Yeah.
Okay, if you say so, Tommy. But, okay, so, but like love songs, here's the problem in the old days when people were very shall we say, prudish about, the Beatles, I Want to Hold Your Hand. I mean, that's as good. It was just about love. It just nothing was sexually explicit.
Oh, no.
Okay, I feel like somebody like you are so much more elegant about the way you are communicating this.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, maybe it's my age, but to me it's so classy. Like I love Guilty Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I feel like there was quite a few years when I felt that way. I mean, you have a line.
You live in the middle,
You're like, don't tell your mama about us.
Yeah.
I feel like it's better if we kept it that way.
Uh-huh.
That is something I've said. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time,
That's right.
I'd probably have at least $2.50.
And that is a very authentic song for me, right? I mean, it's very authentic.
You ever have one of those problems that follows you around all day? You leave work, go to dinner, try to relax, and it's still there in your head, mocking you. If that happens to you constantly, maybe it's time to check out Claude for help. Claude is the AI for minds that don't stop at good enough. It's the collaborator that actually understands your entire workflow and thinks with you. Whether you're debugging code at midnight or strategizing your next business move, Claude extends your thinking to tackle the problems that matter. What's helpful is that Claude doesn't rush you. It actually helps you think, not here's a quick fix, good luck. It pushes deeper. It pulls together research from dozens of sources, surfaced connections that you'd miss, and miracle of miracles, shows the work. At Club Random, we connected Claude to our internal tools, emails, docs, calendar, and suddenly Claude had context, which is what makes it useful. It's not another app begging for your attention. It's a second brain. And with co-work, you can hand off tasks and walk away. Real tasks, reports, spreadsheets, presentations, finished and sitting there when you get back. Not drafts, finished products. If you write code, Claude Code handles the tedious stuff. Refactors, bug fixes, all the work that somehow eats your entire afternoon. There's a reason companies like Stripe, Shopify, and Pfizer trust Anthropic. For problems worth solving, get started with Claude at claude.ai/clubrandom. Today's episode is brought to you by Quo. Q-U-O. The business communication system built so you can never miss a call. You know what's amazing? We have AI, cloud computing, self-driving cars, and somehow half of business communication still looks like a group project that nobody's managing. One person has the calls, somebody else has the texts, customer information is hiding in 3 different apps. Then everyone wonders why things fall through the cracks. So here is where Quo comes in. When Quo, your whole team can handle calls and texts from one shared number. Everybody sees the same conversation, the same history, the same customer details. And it works with the tools you already use. You can keep your existing number, connect your CRM, and get set up in minutes. One of the best features is that Quo automatically logs calls, creates summaries, and flags next steps. So even when you're off the clock, your business isn't losing track of opportunities. Money is on the line. Always say hello with Quo. Try Quo for free. Plus, get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/random. That's QUO.com/random. It's when I was a kid growing up and like looking up to men and, I was a red-blooded American heterosexual boy. I like the guys who were like attractive to women, whether it was Joe Namath or, somebody like that. And that was a very attractive thing to me, that like somebody would be able to like attract women on the level of, look, I'm going to be your guilty pleasure, okay? You can have Poindexter over there, but when you just want to fuck somebody, like, I'm your boy.
And you don't have to feel guilty about it.
To
this
me,
is
that was
what it
the
is.
highest pinnacle to get in life, to be that guy.
To be that guy.
Because I certainly was the other guy. I think when I was younger, I was like somebody who was like...
I don't know. Maybe we've all been that guy and didn't know it.
The guy who... No.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who was getting shafted or the
Yes, the guy that's getting shafted too.
yes, but
We've all been that guy probably.
I definitely know I was that.
Yeah, I was that guy. I like being the other guy better.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sure you know the great classic Eagles song "Lion Eyes."
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of in that area because she in the song, she's given to a man with hand as cold as ice.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
So I'm going to assume that being from Jersey, I mean, were you a big Bruce guy?
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
I am a Bruce guy.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I don't know how giant. I don't know. It's now that starts to get to be it's so funny. Everything has to be political now.
See, I just refuse to do it. Like, and I was very thankful, and when I came on your show in November, that you knew I didn't want to talk about that because I've never ever.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, you didn't want. Yeah, it's your show.
I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to talk about it all the time. I want
Right.
to talk about it in the places I do want to talk about. But like I'm multi-dimensional. Hello, So yes, on the show, we have the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, could be our next president. Am I going to just shoot the shit with him? No. Right. Then we're going to talk about real shit.
I just never felt like it was my place.
It's not always everybody's place. You're right.
There's a certain ego, I think, that lives in there, and a certain box inside your head and your soul that you have to check for some reason to think that you can make a difference. And
Well, you can make a difference by speaking out, and it doesn't. I mean, I think they've actually studied this. When celebrities talk, I think it has the opposite effect.
I agree.
They were all waiting, by the way, for Taylor Swift in 2024 if Kamala just had Taylor's, it didn't help, and they think it hurt. People, the real regular people, like us.
Yeah.
The Baptist bro, like us when we were behind the hay. Remember the hay?
Yeah.
Where we have, okay. And we're just being real and drinking moonshine.
Yeah, I've never had that. Once, but anyway.
Oh, you've never had moonshine?
Once.
I've had it. You know who gave it to me? I still have 2 jars of it if you want some.
No, I don't want any.
Larry Flynt.
Oh, God, see, yeah, that's great.
Well, I don't know if it's great.
I think it's great.
It is kind of great.
It's
You're
great.
right. Why am I denying it?
No, it's great.
Larry Flynt.
Take it. It's great.
Came over in his gold wheelchair every time he came to a party at my house, when I used to have parties at my house, and in his gold wheelchair. And
Woody did such a great job in that film.
Woody Harrelson as,
And The People versus Larry Flynt. It was great.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw a thing with you and him, and it was just a gas. It was the funniest thing.
I know. We did that on 420.
I looked, yes,
was
and
when we
I
were
looked,
just-
I said,
I know.
Woody's in his pajamas.
Yeah. That's what I see. He was very insulted because, Laura told me he spent a long time in the day picking out what he thought was a great outfit.
Yeah.
Which is so fun. Which so absolutely how different we think. But
Anyway, did you see how we got off politics?
well, yeah, and I just want to say I love Larry Flynt. I don't want anybody to hear this and think, oh, I'm slagging on him. No, I loved Larry, and he was a fan like way before I was famous. He just had seen me like on the Tonight Show, and I mean, he always wanted to. I could never have a conversation for 3 minutes without him saying, Bill, why don't you have me on your show more? Why don't you? Because you sound like that, Larry. I love you, but like I'm not trying to scare the horses in the street, if you know what I'm saying. I know you do.
Well, but anyway, I've never saw it to be my place to use my stage or platform, no matter where I'm playing, to tell people how to think or how to vote. Like they hear that, they get that everywhere else, everywhere, on every device,
exactly,
on every network, and they're there as an escape from all that stuff.
I don't see. I mean, in my world, I don't watch a lot of comedies. Comedy stand-ups, because it was like, well, that's what I do. I don't want to see something and think, oh, that's kind of like a joke I do. I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I can be more pure.
I will tell you though, used to, when I first got started, I was so competitive and wanted to get to the next level. I would be that person going, why them and not me? And then I don't know. I would have to.
Okay, you're playing this fear now.
Yes.
So you won.
Right.
Because that is
Yeah.
to be the first country.
But I mean, early on, I would be that competitive. Now, I'm just, whatever
Yeah.
happens, happens.
One of the great things about aging is you become so much more mellow because you did it. You don't. A lot of my anxiety when I was younger was always about, am I going to make it? Am I? Am I?
Yeah.
And once you do, it's like the biggest off your shoulder, especially for guys like us who are single. We're
right.
lone wolves. We don't have that
No, you're a chaser. I like it.
You are. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Kenny, all my energy goes to healing America. I don't have time. I would love to, but I can't. The country needs me, and that gets all my attention. And you don't.
No.
You ever did?
No.
Not even in your fucking island paradise?
I used to. Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
But I have learned that I do, to help me sleep, I do like a weed gummy every now and then to help me sleep.
Yeah.
But then I had to learn my dosing. Because when I first did that a couple of times, I didn't know my dosing, and all of a sudden, I lost my motor skills. And I was like, this is not fun.
You never perform high.
Never.
That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
And you don't drink, huh?
But I mean, like last year, we did 12 shows at the Sphere last year. We're going to do another 11 or 12 this year. And that's like, to see what's going on up there and behind us. I mean, I can only think about the people that are high out there watching it, because it's a completely different, it's let's just say for people that have lived with and experienced my music for a long time, they come to that space and it's almost like they experience it in a completely different state of consciousness. And so I don't get high doing that. I used to drink on stage, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I do too.
I always thought it gave me some sort of edge or something, or I was having more fun. But then I realized that was a falsehood.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's always a falsehood. I think liquor really is a good time.
No.
But so I don't.
But for me to get up there and do, the older that I've gotten, the more I realize that, because there was a moment of my life where I wanted to be one of them. They were getting drunk, I was getting drunk, and there was this common synergy on stage. And then the older that I've gotten, and the more I've really am, I don't know, really very particular about what I put into my body.
Me too. You have to be when you're older.
So I can do that.
Of course.
Continue to do it.
Yes.
So no, I don't get high on stage. I don't really drink on stage.
Let's not kid ourselves. Liquor and drugs have improved my record collection.
No, mine too.
Yeah, of course. I mean, drugs do. The group The Doors.
Yes,
they're named after the Aldous Huxley book, The Doors of Perception, which is what he referred. Yeah, it's what he referred to drugs as. So it does open doors. It can make you better at what you're doing artistically. The problem is that at some point it makes you then do way worse. Yeah. And you have to know where that is, and it's always moving like a clitoris. You just can't quite keep licking the same spot.
Metaphoric. I realized though that there was after a while of being out there and acting like that, I realized there was a fine line between a groove and a rut. So, and
that's perfect.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
you should put that in this song. A groove.
So, and it's really bad when you think you're in a groove, but you're really in a rut.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of had to have more clarity up there.
Yeah. No, me too. And look, I regret many things in life, but I don't regret the things that apparently were necessary as a passageway to where you get to.
That's right.
It's silly to beat yourself up now that you're a butterfly for when you were a worm. You had to be a worm before you were a butterfly.
Yep.
I mean, you in particular.
Yeah.
No, it's true. And
there was a lot of rite of passages to do what we did.
It's painful.
I mean, it's called paying your dues.
And for me, it's painful to look back. I had occasion because I am getting this award, and so I have to put a clip package together of
so you had to go and
career stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at like some early stand up on TV, and it's like all I could think of is make it stop. Please make
Yeah.
it stop. I'm doing this set on the Tonight Show, and it's not horrible. I'm sure the people are laughing. Johnny's laughing. I'm not laughing. I mean, I'm just because.
Were you nervous?
Well, no, I actually wasn't. I was very confident.
Were you high?
I was not high.
Okay.
But I did look like I belonged. I just
Yeah.
the material just embarrasses me now. Some of it.
Was this the first time you did the
Well,
Tonight
there's
Show?
the first one, yes, and then there's. I was watching one of the early ones. You know, we're talking about the mid 1980s, and the jokes. Oh, and by the way, a lot of it you couldn't even do today because
you couldn't
it
do
would
today.
be so politically.
Somebody would be triggered or offended.
Very much so. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were a teenager, I'm talking about primitive people. Primitive people.
Oh, you can't
I
say
mean, they would
anything
just
anymore.
fucking chop my head off that I'd be
Yeah.
primitive people. And the audience, and everybody, you know, and I always say, if everyone was in on it, how can you blame? You know, if
Right.
everyone was in on it, nobody seemed to be objecting. And
Well, you know how you can get lost. I mean, I like when you're on a bus a lot or in a hotel room a lot, you can kind of get lost on YouTube and whatever. But some
Yeah.
of the stuff that Rodney Dangerfield said,
Oh.
and all these people, and everybody was laughing. It was great.
Don Rickles.
Oh,
Remember
God,
Don Rickles?
Oh, God, it's great.
Yeah. I mean, he also could be corny. I saw him open for Sinatra near the end of Sinatra's career in '95. Took my mother to see him at Radio City Music Hall, and he was still doing the ethnic jokes, and it was a little cringy.
Then.
Then, 1995, the black guys in the band behind him, you could see him going like, don't trip on it. You know, it is what it is. He'll be dead soon.
Okay, look, so when you were growing up, like who did you see, and however you saw them, however they came into your life, that made you want to be you, that made you want to do what
Johnny
you're
Carson.
Johnny Carson.
Yeah, more
So
than
doing his
anybody.
show the first time must have been a huge deal.
Yeah, it was. And even if there hadn't been that personal element, it just was a huge deal because back then, if you did good on your first time, you were like officially in show business, even at the very bottom of the barrel, but officially in, and they'd invite you back, and then it looked like, oh, well, Johnny liked him. That was a huge thing.
Oh, and then you
Whereas
all of a sudden had 20 days. You could go out and do
then you
stuff.
could. Well, I wouldn't. I did get hired by Diana Ross to open for her in Las Vegas. Yes, which was a big thing. But you know,
So how did that go? Because I hired a
It was
comedian
horrible.
once. I hired a comedian once to
Oh.
open a New Year's Eve show for me.
Oh,
I don't know if you know, speaking of
Oh.
really country comedians, there was a guy named James Gregory that I became friends with, and he was really great, and I loved him. And he did the circuit in the South and everything, you know, sold his T-shirts after the show and everything, all that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Well, I hired him to open for us on New Year's Eve one night, and he said he would never do that again.
I don't blame him. First of all, New Year's Eve is the worst night of the year for the comedian because
But
the
it's a
people
music crowd
At-
listening to a,
at the time when they're very drunk.
yes.
It's like it is a perfect storm of everything a
So
comedian.
you
could.
did that with Diana Ross.
It was not New Year's Eve, but I
but
opened.
still, though, it was.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely, and it was really painful. First of all, this was 1982, which I call the dead ball era in Las Vegas, post Rat Pack. So it wasn't Sinatra or maybe the last years of him or something, but it wasn't that crowd, and it wasn't They finally found a way after like wandering in the wilderness for I think the whole 80s, maybe the 90s. Yeah, in the 90s they tried to go family. They were like, oh fuck, this is stupid. It's Las Vegas. Then they finally found a way, and they did. They attracted the young crowd back to Las Vegas. Like it's a whole new thing, and it's fun, and we can go to clubs and do ecstasy and
Yeah.
and you know. But when I opened for her, it was just like the whole town was very old. You know, just everything was.
you and I
I
would've-
was 26, and they weren't.
Oh yeah, it was a much bigger gap at the time, right?
It just was a.
26 in Vegas, guys.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
And it was just a painful. The audience it was a tough audience anyway. Vegas, terrible rooms for comedy because it was plush, whereas comedy you want this kind of shit so the laughs bounce.
You think they were
off.
jaded at all?
Not by me. 'Cause
Not
they didn't know who I fucking was.
No.
They were definitely not.
I think you and I would have fit in and good with the Rat Pack, though.
I
I would like to think we would.
Kenny, I'm telling you, a lot of your songs make me think, that actually at 70, I should be even more depressed than I am about not being able to live the way all your songs remind me I used to live. I used to be the guy who was the guilty conscious guy.
Yeah.
I used to stay out, what we did last night.
Yeah.
I used to tell girls, don't tell your mother about
Yeah.
like all these things that made life wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I was living on fast forward, all this kind of shit. Like
Yeah, me too.
my friend, what do you call yourself? Hillbilly rock star?
Really rock star out of control.
And, like friends are worried about you.
You should have been out there then when it was awesome. Anyway, go ahead.
Out where?
When we were hillbilly rock stars out of control.
Oh, I'm sure.
Before social media,
I was
it's like
comedian in Hollywood out of control.
Yeah, it's great.
I mean, I always say.
But you made it through.
There's an old saying that somebody said it: when you get to be a star, a celebrity, whatever, you get a year to act like an asshole. And I may have taken 2.
Yeah.
And you may have taken.
Well, look, when you get a record deal, I feel like the business gives you one big lemon to squeeze, and we squeezed every bit of that, and that lemon is fun, and we squeezed every single drop out of that lemon. We had a lot of fun.
What year did the last drop ooze?
Oh no, we're still squeezing it, but. but it's a much different fun now. I mean, it's almost the kind of fun we had from 1994 till around 2010.
Do you think
we had a lot of years? That's a lot of years. And then I was just tired of it. I woke up one day and I went, I think I'm tired of this. I want to do what I do, because I woke up on the bus one day and I went.
Oh, you take a bus?
Well, back in that, I still have a bus. I fly to the first show, and then I'll kind of ride the bus here and there, and then I'll fly home.
How long's the bus ride usually? 6 hours?
Yeah, 6 hours. 6 hours.
And that don't bother you?
No. I sleep better on the bus than most I do anywhere in my life.
Sleep on the bus?
Yeah.
I went on a bus once. I rode with the band when I was opening for somebody else. To Wolf Trap. You must have played Wolf Trap outside D.C.
Well, oh, yeah.
Outside venue. Yeah. Very big in the summer.
Yeah. Like amphitheater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like people on the lawn.
On the lawn, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, lawn people, I call them, if you can't even get close to where there's seats. Okay. But it's lovely, beautiful, starry night. But like that night, driving.
It's hard on you.
Going from Charleston, West Virginia, I'm sure you've played there.
Oh, yeah. But look, the interstates in this, it's worse now because we haven't fixed the infrastructure. So the buses just do this more than they ever used to, right? So it's harder now. But I remember waking up on the bus one day. I was 40-something. And I went, okay, you acting the way you're acting out here is not why you wanted to do this. Like this, so that's when I kind of started to change a little bit. And now I'm so focused on what I do. I love being up there, and I love feeling good up there. And so, but not to say we don't have any fun, but
I'm not really getting this from the songs. I'm getting a guy who really does like to be carousing and having a good time
I'm saying
and being very popular with women.
I don't think that's ever going to leave me.
That is
I don't think it's ever going to leave us.
Just as a fan.
No, I'm just saying it's never going to leave me or us. But I can tell you.
No, it's our bodies. Look, you know what?
And we didn't invent it. It was given to us.
Bodies are to individuals what geography is to countries. Your geography ultimately is much of your destiny. We do have oceans on either side to protect us. Poland is between Germany and Russia. When your body allows you to act crazy, you do. And when it doesn't, you don't. Because of course you can wake up with a hangover when you're 25, but you get over it. When that tips, when the pain is so much worse than the pleasure it gave you. Yeah. Now there are some people who can't help themselves, and they just keep going until they die because it does kill you.
Yes, and they're on a slippery slope and will never come back. But that's kind of the epiphany that I had on the bus that morning. I went, I felt like shit, and I was like, this is not why I wanted to do this. And if I keep doing this, then it could be
And
over.
was that sudden? I mean, you used the
It
word
was kind of that sudden.
epiphany. I know.
Yeah, it was like an epiphany.
As a Southern Baptist, I'm sure you know what the original epiphany was. The burning bush.
Oh,
That's where we get the word.
I did not know that.
I think. No, that is my memory. But again,
That's what you were told anyway.
College was 50 years ago. I smoked pot. But no, the burning bush, I think that is
I
true.
did not know that.
Yeah, because it was an epiphany.
Oh.
You know, it was like something that, but that's why I asked the question, because like an epiphany connotes something that's very sudden, like a moment, like the aha moment or whatever, but that it sort of sneaks up upon you, or you're not really thinking that way, and then suddenly you have an epiphany and you go, oh, whoa, the cloud looks like Jesus. Now I know what to do with my life. You know, that's an epiphany.
Well, I think it was more of a gradual time for me of realizing that, okay, if I want to continue to do what I'm doing for a long time, and if I want to do it the way that I do it on stage, I can't act like all this anymore. I can do it some of the time, but not all the time. We were having fun out there. It was a lot of fun for a long time. So, but in a crazy way, it fed the creativity.
The Eagles used to call the after party the third encore.
Oh, I love that.
Because,
yeah.
You know.
And now it's different, though, because it's...
I think you're similar to me, probably a lot of performers would say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, what, if you really dig down, what does it do for you? Well, certainly when you start, you need the money. Okay, so let's not say money isn't important. Money is very important. At a certain point, you have enough where you're not really, it's not the prime way. You're not turning it down. I like money, but you know, you're not, that's, I don't need it. So, okay, what is it really? I think it's like, I like to be a hero. And there's an audience that likes what I do, like, very particularly. Like, I can do something that I think, or they wouldn't buy tickets, or be such loyal fans. I do something they think nobody else quite does. And to scratch that itch, they need me to do it.
No, and you speak to them.
And I so want to, like, give them that gift then. You know, I really want to be their hero at that moment. We want you to, like, analyze the news this week in this funny way and say the right thing, okay, good. I want to, and I feel like you're probably doing the same thing. You're
No
just
question.
Like, I just love that I can be their hero for 2 hours. This is what they wanted me to do, and I did it. You know, I didn't fuck it up. I didn't not show up. I didn't half-ass it.
Didn't.
You know, I didn't play the deep
through the
cuts
motions.
that, you know.
Yeah.
I
And I've never done that, by the way. Like, have you ever been to shows where someone, like, you go see one of your favorite acts and they play, like, 4 or 5 deep cuts? Like, I've never done that, ever, because it took me years to get them here. And I don't want that. I don't want to let them off the hook, right?
And they've already voted.
That's
I mean,
exactly
what is a
right.
hit record?
Yeah.
It means they voted.
They voted.
We voted. The people voted.
Yep.
This is what we
like it.
And, you know, no matter how much, I'm sure every musician has ones they go, I can't believe this one didn't catch on. I mean, Phil Spector, they say, I mean, we know he went crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. What put him over the edge? A lot of people say he made this record, River Deep, Mountain High. Ike Tina Turner did it. Mm-hmm. He thought it was like his greatest opus yet. And he had done some real great opuses, you know, like just that wall of sound shit that was going on in the early 60s with, you know, You've Lost That Love and Feeling. And, you know, he just had really some great stuff. And then this one just didn't click.
But I think with making music, though, I mean, for me, I think what makes a hit record is spontaneity. And so if you think that, okay, if you go into it and you're done, you're listening to it, and this is the best thing I've ever done, that kind of thing, I think you're setting yourself up, because it may feed you, but who knows if it's feeding anyone else. And we all have our own reasons for liking what we do in the studio. But I think some of the best records that you have in your life and stuff that I have in my life are things that were just magic, that happened and not planned. And I think that's where the best records are made, honestly.
I know some writers have said that the hits come fast. I know Sting has said that.
Yeah.
A few other people, I feel like I've heard that before. Like, they just seem to come.
And I've always said that simplicity is one of the hardest things to do.
But it's entirely unquantifiable why someone likes a song. I'll just speak for myself. Why I like a song. Like, I could try to describe it to you, but at the end of the day, I either like it or I don't.
You don't, yeah.
And it has a lot to do with the melody because, or the way the chords come after each other. Whatever it is, some of it just delights me to no end.
See,
and
I don't like minor chords like dun 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 dun. I don't like that. I don't record them. Well, I mean, you can have a few, but I tend to shy away from, like, especially
like,
going
what's
into
a song
the chorus.
with a lot of minor chords?
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, like, there's a bunch. I mean, but those that are they're pitched to me, and I never write.
Like, what's one I would know? A famous song that has a lot of minor chords.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let's see, the Jeff Buckley, doesn't Hallelujah, isn't it full? It's full of minor chords.
What song?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Oh, isn't that Leonard Cohen?
Da 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 da. Yeah, but Jeff Buckley recorded it, and it's one of the more famous. Like,
I hate that song.
you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you do.
I feel like, first of all, I feel like it was forced upon me on several
probably
occasions.
was.
It was.
Well, that's why.
Like, it's like, I don't know, it's like one of those songs that is just like, oh, you know what? You have to be just as mad about this as we are.
No, it's true.
I don't even know what you're talking about sometimes. And there's something about it that, I just think people, like I was saying a million years ago before I forgot what we were saying, like, I feel me and country music, like, met in the middle. Yeah. When I was a kid, and it was all about hee-haw, that's what got us distracted, hee-haw. Right. When I was a kid,
finally back to there.
Right, we're back to that. It was just way too corny, and it was like
you didn't identify with it at all.
And it didn't sound anything like rock music. Occasionally, there would be a song, you know what broke through in the late 60s, I think 68, 69, that I still love, still play to this day, that was absolutely a country song, Rose Garden.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, who sang that? That was
I promise you a rose garden.
That identified. That broke through to you.
It broke through the charts, and to me.
Wow.
But it didn't make me want to, like, oh, great, now I'm gonna, like, really get into country music. But country music became, like, is your music country music? Yeah, because it's
a version.
It's rock. It's
Here's what happened to me.
Pop music.
So,
it's pop music at its best.
I grew up, obviously, in East Tennessee in the country, and I had country music in my grandmother's house because I lived with my grandmother for 3 or 4 years while my stepfather was in Vietnam. Okay, and then.
And your mother?
And my mom, me and my mom, and we lived with my grandparents. So I heard country music there.
Wow.
And I heard country music on the way to school, and on the way to the ballpark. But when I was in school and at practice and everything, I heard rock music. And then my road manager, still to this day, we grew up together, David Farmer, in his garage, I heard Van Halen. I heard Sammy Hagar. I heard AC/DC, and I love that music so much. So I think that, and this is the best way I can explain me and the music that I've made. I think when you become an adult and you get to make a record and you go on the road, the music that you make as an adult is a direct reflection of everything you consumed as a child. And so it wasn't just hee-haw, which that was there, but it wasn't just these things, but it was the Eagles, it was Tom Petty, it was Joe Walsh,
And the Eagles themselves are a mixture of country and...
If the Eagles came out today, they would be considered country.
Right. Especially with their early stuff.
Yeah.
Because you had Glenn Frey from Detroit, Michigan, not country at all, mixed with Don Henley from Texas.
Yeah.
And you know, people are just like music. It usually comes out better when they're mixed.
Yeah.
Elvis was a mixture.
That's right.
Gospel, country, that he certainly grew up with, and rhythm and blues. You know, what they call race music.
People ask me all the time, well, you kind of make, in ways, I mean, you have a lot of layered, loud drums and guitars, layered guitars, but I talk the way I talk and I sing the way I sing. So I could never make a record, how do I say this? Like, there are some people out there that make country records as a vanity project, right? I couldn't make a rock record or a rap record. I could make one of those records, but it would be a vanity project. That wouldn't be authentic, and it'd be a waste of my time, actually. So I make the records that I make, but it is a complete mixture of the music that I soaked up like a sponge growing up, and that's just the way it is,
Well, as a fan, and I think I speak for all fans, not just to you, but to all people in show business, we appreciate whenever any of you don't do vanity projects.
Yeah.
This has been a message from Bill Maher to you, my fellow celebrities, and the bullshit that you try to pass on to us. Don't do vanity projects. Okay?
Yeah.
You are privileged to be working in this wonderful industry where we don't really work. I mean, we work, but we enjoy our work. That is between a job and a career. I've had jobs. A job is something I don't like to do, but I do because I need money to eat food.
That's exactly right.
A career is something that, yes, I, put my shoulder to the grindstone, but it's a very
and you get to
feathery,
affect other,
velvet
you get to make people
grindstone.
happy and laugh, and you get to
Yes.
have this man cave down here that's
Be
unbelievable.
their hero.
Yeah.
We get to be the hero if you do what you do and stick to what you do. Don't do the vanity project.
Yeah, it's just, we see it all the
don't-
time, and I cringe.
If you're an actor and you also want to sing, you better sing awesome.
And the pendulum swings the other way on that. If you're a singer and you want to be an actor, you better be pretty good.
That's an easy. I feel like that's an
You think that's easier?
I do, because I've long held a theory that anyone can act. I mean, not anyone, but it's like, please, children do it, former wrestlers do it.
There are a few. Former wrestlers.
I did it. It's just not that hard. What is reality TV? It's people acting
I
their
get that.
lives. It's just that we're all.
And there's a lot of ways for people to get jobs these days.
Here's how to think of it. We're all liars, and acting is lying.
Yeah.
It's just, and people are just very good at it, especially Americans in this era. They're just a bunch of fucking phonies. So they're acting all the time about every fucking thing.
Well,
so
now more than ever on these phones and stuff, it's all just a bunch of posing. Yeah, it is. And I'm trying to think of singers that became good actors. Dwight Yoakam, I think, is a good actor.
Yes. Oh, no, quite a few.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
I didn't know he acted. I didn't know he was an actor. What was he in?
Frank did 54 movies.
I had no idea.
Oh, that's right. They don't get media.
We didn't
in
get
the
that in
South.
Knoxville.
Yeah, you're out by the hay. The Manchurian Candidate.
I didn't know idea he was in that.
Not only was he in it, he got it made.
Wow. I got some digging to do.
Yeah.
I do.
I
got this whole new world opened up to me.
Yeah, Frank did a lot of movies. I mean, I don't think it was, there was, The Manchurian Candidate probably is the most important one he ever did, but The Man with the Golden Arm, that was pretty,
Never.
about heroin, the golden arm,
Yeah.
The old white horse. You know what I'm talking about, Kenny. You're a musician. You do heroin. Okay. But yeah.
Who else? Who else was a singer that really, I think Dwight is a really good actor.
Elvis.
Yeah.
It's a shame that what happened to him. I mean, the first movies they put him in were not what he later called the travelogues. He did, I did 29 pictures that way. Yeah, he did 29 pictures. Like 25 of them were the exact same script.
Yeah.
They were fun in Acapulco, and it was all like clam bake,
Yeah.
and like 12 forgettable songs, the same script where he's like Deke Rivers, and he's in love with this girl. Mr. Rivers only sings at 8 o'clock at the Riverboat Theater. I'm happy to leave this table. Gets into fights. It's just terrible. Or he's running from apartment to apartment because there's one girl in one and one girl in the other.
Yeah.
He's switching. He's wearing a mustache. Just like bullshit. But the first four that they put it, I think the first four were good. Well, he was good. He had, Elvis, no one had more charisma pouring out of his body, just naturally. And also great looking. So Flaming Star, that had a racial element to it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The one that Pearl Harbor ripped off of, what's the name of that one? Love Me Tender. The movie Pearl Harbor, I loved it. People shit on it. Michael Bay's movie, I loved it. But it's the same plot. He ripped it off from this.
Oh, like the more recent...
Well, the plot is Elvis and his older brother, and they're living it's in the prairie. You would know. They're on the prairie. Bear with me, okay? They're in the hay. And the Civil War comes, and the older brother is engaged to this the attractive girl, like it's the prairie, like the only hot chick in town. Okay, so he goes off to the Civil War. They think he gets killed in the war. So then the younger brother, Elvis, he gets with the girl. And then the guy comes home from the war.
Oh, so it is the same plot.
It's the exact same plot. Right. Oh, you thought I was dead?
Yeah.
And you used that as an excuse to fuck my girl?
Yeah.
Well, bro, I thought you were dead.
It's like Homeland. Did you ever see Homeland?
Love Homeland.
I loved it.
Homeland.
But it's kind of the same plot. He comes back from, they thought he was dead, he comes back.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway, I watched a lot of Homeland over the years.
I did too. Homeland was the shit.
Yeah.
Especially that year, the year where they were in Pakistan.
Yes, I everything about it I loved.
She was brilliant in that.
And I've never seen anybody play a character with such anxiety and pull it off. It was unbelievable.
And it makes sense for that character.
Yeah.
If you're the type who wants to be in the CIA and do that for a living, you're not going to be the normal 9-to-5er. You're going to be the person with the red strings connecting the pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
And that's just to find the remote.
That's one of my favorite. That is one of my favorite things on still to this day on any of the streaming services.
I agree.
Like I've watched it, the whole thing, like several times.
I wish HBO had that show.
Yeah.
It should have been an HBO show.
Yeah. And
can't get them all.
Yeah. Anyway, but I like Succession too.
Me too.
I loved Succession.
Me too. That's another.
See, we got something in common.
We have a lot in common. I'm telling you.
You know John C. McGinley? I know John C. McGinley.
Yeah, I don't know him, but I've been.
Oh, you don't?
Always been a fan.
Oh God, he's fantastic.
Why is he an old friend of yours?
I met him in 2007. I was exhausted after our tour in 2007, and I rented a house in Malibu. Well, it was called then Trancas Market or whatever it's called. It's this supermarket out there, and I rented a house past that. And Rick Rubin introduced me and Johnny.
Has he produced your records?
No, but
no,
we've never worked together. We've been friends for almost 20 years now. But that's who introduced me to John McGinley. And John and I have been. And we couldn't be any different. It was a lot like me and you growing up.
So there's no awkwardness about that? Like,
no.
Why didn't you ever produce me?
Oh, no, not at all. Mm-mm. No, because I've worked with the same producer since 1997. I've kind of been in the...
Oh, so
I'm not saying never we might one day. We better hurry. But, but we might. Rick made a lot of really great records on a lot of people. And
well, he goes all... there's no, like, genre... And
because
also,
he's a musical. It has.
Yeah, he's not like a musical savant. He's quite almost the opposite. Doesn't play an instrument, or I saw the piece they did on him on 60 Minutes, and it's interesting because it's just sort of like what a fan feels.
Right.
That's sort of his method, which is pretty.
But
amazing.
It's his energy and everything is just is wonderful, and a great energy in the studio. But that's how I met John McGinley, and John and I were a lot like you and I. Like he grew up in New York, Jersey, he's like that, and I go to his house every time that I'm in LA or in Malibu. I go to his house and we sit in the sauna and the ice and all that kind of stuff and work out. He's really one of my best friends that in the last 20 years of my life.
Yeah, I didn't need to picture you two guys in the sauna.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. I don't know why I needed to know.
Yeah, you didn't need to.
Like, okay, it's a friend. I got it. My great producer introduced us.
Great actor.
And suddenly we're sitting there with our dicks hanging out. I don't know. Why? Why did it go there?
I'm surprised you don't know him.
Well, how would I run into him?
I don't know. How do people run into people?
Well, and people think, come
How
on.
do we know? How did you run into me? I mean, how do we know each other?
Because you had a great
That's
book
right.
out.
I did the show. That's how we know that. I'm not even
I
drinking.
assume that's why you wanted
That's
to.
how
I assume that's why you wanted to come here.
Yeah, no question.
I'm so, by the way, I'm so appreciative of that because I know, I mean, you are the biggest star, one of the biggest stars in all of music. And, you need any promotion like a hole in the head. I mean, one guy in this world doesn't need anything to sell tickets, even though I'm going to read where you, oh, shit,
Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
No, that's where that liquor went. I was going to say, didn't I have a shot poured? I did. It's just I poured it into my crotch.
You do it?
No, well, I do, but it's done. June 19th to July 11th. That's at the Sphere. I mean, the Sphere is such a big deal. Wow.
It's a lot of fun.
I got to go to the Sphere.
You should come. You should definitely come there. You don't have to come to the Virgin Islands, but you should come to the Sphere. We'll take care. I got a suite.
Yeah.
Nobody will mess with you.
You
can be home early.
I used to play Vegas like 6 times a year. I just have been to Vegas a lot.
I know, that's the thing. You're still probably so sick of Vegas.
I get. It's been a year, so I'm ready to go back.
Okay.
I like Vegas. I love Vegas. But I had enough of Vegas for a while.
We would have been good in the Rat Pack, though. We would have. We would have had fun.
We would have been good anywhere where our livers allowed us to keep drinking. That's the difference. It's not really. I mean, yes, would I have loved to have been with Sammy Davis Jr. for any reason, and Dean and Frank? Yes, and even Joey Bishop. But it really is about our liver mostly.
I know.
Like when your liver allows you, you can be your own Rat Pack.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather start my own. You can be Frank. I'm perfectly happy being Dean.
You'll be Dean.
I'm perfectly happy.
Who's gonna be Sammy?
Dean has actually the cooler one.
Yeah.
June 19th, 20th, 24th, 26th, 27th. Oh, this is still the Sphere.
Yeah.
July.
Really?
These are the dates. July 1st, 8th. Tattoo this on yourself, people. So you're July 1st, 8th, 10th, 11th. More may be listed there. All shows are at 8 o'clock at the Sphere. Don't be late for the Sphere.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to play in that space. So it's been good for me because we didn't have to go to city.
Did you have a lot to say about what plays behind you?
All of it. Before I came here
like
today.
How much of your life was that dominating for a while? Were you having to because obviously it's this multi-dimensional experience.
Yes.
Where stuff is on a screen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's your show. You want stuff on. You don't want to be like, surprise me, and then you look back and it's like, oh, whoa,
I'm so hands-on, sometimes to a fault.
It's all dandelions.
So yeah, no, yeah. Wait.
Well, who said all dandelions? That's me.
No, today before I came here, I was. They have a smaller simulator, a Sphere simulator, here, and it's where you create the content and you approve it. We've been doing this.
So what is it? What was your idea for the content? What do we see when you're on stage?
Oh, every song is different. Every song, every piece of content is completely different.
It's tied to the song.
It's tied to the song. So there's 30 different things you're going to see. So, and today I was down there all day just approving and saying what I hate, what I love. And there's a lot of my life in that content. Like we've been creating this since we got done last year. So now it's all coming together. So it's
amazing how much the human mind can really take in split seconds.
Yeah.
Some of that is probably not good. We're forcing our minds to work too quickly or without taking stuff in and social media, blah, blah, blah. But when you realize how different it is from a few hundred years ago when people would sit by a fire and just read a book, I wish people still would do that. But your mind is capable of taking in a lot in a very short amount of time. And once we, sort of crossed the Rubicon of where we knew we could do that to ourselves, it does become hard to go back. I'm always looking at old movies because, I heard this was a classic. And sometimes it's like, yeah, it just sucks. You know what? Yeah. I'm sure it was great in 1950. It just is slow and obvious. And the acting is terrible, and I'm sure it was groundbreaking, and it's just, and some of them still hold up, but we're at the Sphere level. There'll be a moment not too far in the future when if you don't have some sort of sphere
That
experience,
experience, it'll
then
be-
it's like it's not even happening,
Right.
this concert.
I will tell you, like, for people that are in there, like, you know, and you know what I'm talking about because you're up there very exposed and by yourself. Part of it makes you good at what you do is the connection that you hope with the audience.
Yes.
So for me, for years, I was like, okay, this is me, this is you, and we are
Right.
This is the way it's going to be all night. Us.
Right.
Well,
Now you're just
at the Sphere, I'm there.
Right.
and most of them are going.
Yes, in a way, you're purposefully sabotaging your own show. You're purposely distracting the audience from.
So it took me a minute to get them. Like, it's almost most audiences, you know, they come across the fence anyway. Like, they're horny to be there, they're excited. But some, you know, especially the first couple, like, they were just
Right, and they came to see you. It's sort of like a hot girl saying, "Hey, come on, my tits are down here."
Yeah.
But really, I appreciate you coming out. And I assumed it was just because, as I did, I wanted to get to know you better. I mean,
You
this
too.
is such a great venue for getting to know somebody.
great.
And it's like, it's great because when people, you know, who are, say, post 50.
Yeah.
But you're post 50.
Yes.
Okay.
Very post 50.
Really? Oh, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm 58.
Oh, well, you could easily pass for 10 years younger.
Oh, wow.
So, which
Really?
is great.
Thank you.
But, you know, celebrity takes off 10 years.
Yeah.
The camera adds 10 pounds. It just works like that. But, no, I mean, I do appreciate that because...
No, when I did your show, when I did your show, I remember being getting ready to leave, and I got in the car with everybody, and I went, I think it's that, like, what just happened? Like, that was a lot of fun. You never know how those 4, 5, 10 minutes we spent out there, whatever it was, will go when you first meet someone and it's on record, right? It's just there. But I remember telling everybody in the car on the way back to the hotel, I said, I think me and Bill are going to be friends.
I hope so.
I hope so,
But, and you know what makes it so much easier to be friends? Like, we really never, other than 10 minutes, we never sat down together.
Never spoke to each other.
We were aware of each other through telegenics, to electronics, I mean.
And now a Christmas plan.
Telegenics. We were communicating telegenically. Okay, I revealed it. So what?
Prayed for this, didn't
Yeah, okay. But, you know, it's so interesting because you lived a life for 58 years, and I lived a life for almost, 70 years now. I don't remember when the interview was, but probably I was already 70. So, like, it's not like we knew each other those years, but we both knew life those years. And we knew because we're in the same generation, and honestly, we're both white men in America. Life was certainly a lot worse for people who weren't that when we were born, and we acknowledge that. But we just had so many similar experiences or so much common in our background that when we do sit down to talk, it's not like I have to get to know you from like the get.
No,
Whereas
you're
like
right.
somebody who's 22 or so, they just were born on Mars, as far as I'm concerned, to them, and also in reverse.
Yeah.
But with us, it's like, well, I kind of have known you all my life. Not you in particular.
You know, when we started this journey, like you talked about earlier, you had to work very hard, and there were true rites of passage to get to a different different level. And you know what? There's some commonality in that, and I feel that, and I respect it, because look, doing what you do, and how you did it, nothing was given to you, nothing.
Oh, nothing.
And that's the way it was for me.
And we're not nepo babies.
No.
Well, really. Not that, and look, I'm not putting down nepo babies. Everyone's got to make a living.
Right.
And some of them are extremely talented, and I'm not surprised why. It is easier when you have it sort of in your blood and you're around it as a kid. You're not freaked out about it when you get on a set because daddy took you to this set. Okay, I don't begrudge anybody that. Just don't ever tell me it was harder for you, which I've heard. It wasn't harder, it was easier. And I just like it better that I wasn't a nepo baby. I'm like it better that I am the first, and by the way, will be the last, because I don't have children.
Right.
You don't have children, right?
Yeah, no, I don't have children. And I think
Do you
we talked
miss
about
that?
this.
You think you
I
missed
never
it?
miss it.
No, me neither.
I mean,
Now that's rare. Two guys our age who both didn't have children and also still say they didn't miss it.
But-
we are in a small club, my friend.
That's true. But but for me, music was always my baby.
Same with me and my show and comedy.
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
I never once, and still to this day I don't, but I've never thought, I mean, my mom did. I would go home years ago, mom would go, well, because my sister can't have a child, and then I'm not having a child. So my mom's now, getting up there. I'm getting up there, so was my mother, but she doesn't have any grandbabies.
My sister did not have children either.
So we got a lot in common.
I know, which is our line is dying off.
Yeah, no question.
No.
I never missed it.
No, I haven't either, and I don't care if my line dies off. So what?
Yeah,
like what was going to be next? And also, by the way, if we had kids, they'd be nepo babies.
Yeah, right.
They'd be nepo babies, and
I have thought about this though, like only because I when you get to a certain place in your life, you do your will.
Oh yeah, I've done it.
And so I'm sitting there going, it really hit me that I didn't have a child when I have to figure out where all the shit's going.
Yeah.
If something happens to me, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. And that was a hard thing to do.
Because you accumulate a lot.
I've got so much stuff.
Life, not just stuff, but friends in the best way.
Yeah.
But life is, among other things, it is an accumulation.
Yeah.
And when you write the will, it suddenly makes you have need clarity on the value of it, where it makes you think about.
Now who gets what this of whatever,
Who does?
And that's when that's the first time, honestly, that I realized I've been so busy and so creative and so moving forward. But when I sat down to do my will, I was like, okay. Who am I going to give this stuff to?
and who do I want to make sure I don't?
Who do I trust with it?
No.
And who do I don't? Yeah.
Yes. Who do I want to let know after the fact? Oh.
So let's just say, how do you like it? Yes. Looking back and saying, okay, let's just say you had 4 or 5 kids, and then you had a will. What's worse, not having kids and I assume you would give it to something that would make the world a better place. Maybe.
Right. I mean, I feel, look, I never
Or would you rather give it to kids that you didn't know that would take care of it?
Look, I never had kids because I used this. Yeah. I was like, you know what? It's going to hurt, but it's certainly better than having kids.
You just pull that out of your pocket? Where'd you get those scissors?
I'm Harpo Marx, Kenny. I have props everywhere. Here's a lit candle I was carrying around under my coat. No, I forgot what it was. Something about kids.
Anyway,
but kids.
We don't have kids.
Well, we don't.
And we don't have anybody to give it to when we're going.
And we don't have hostility toward people who have kids or to kids themselves. It's just not our preference. I feel like one of the attitudes that I, from the earliest days on Politically Incorrect in the 90s, was trying to sort of pioneer on TV against the grain was, first of all, you're not weird if you're single and never get married. That shouldn't be a weirdness. This should be with just people's choices. Same thing with kids. There's no moral dimension to it. Having kids doesn't make you a better person. If you have kids and raise them right, you have my full admiration.
Yeah.
But you could have kids and raise assholes, and then I think you're a huge asshole who shouldn't have had kids. I don't think I would have been a good father.
I think I would be a good father, but I don't know that I have the skill set at this point. But
you don't.
I don't.
You say as your new friend, right?
Something to be honest.
We said we're friends now. Okay, so now I can just yeah.
So I don't know anything a lot about your.
First of all,
were you ever married?
Your sperm. It's too old.
Yeah, it's too old.
It's not.
Yeah, it's too.
It's not gone.
It's just. Well, there's less swimming around. Probably.
Yeah. Well, you just don't trust them.
Don't trust. I've never trusted them. What are you talking about? I didn't know trust was an issue. I never trusted them.
Another good song title.
That's pretty good.
I never trusted.
I never trusted.
I never trusted him. Yeah, sing a whole song about your sperm.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever get married?
Not to my knowledge. I was engaged, and I told you, I was looking through these old clips. It takes a lot to get me to look at myself. I'm only doing this because this is a big deal. So I have to. But it's just torture. And there I am on the Tonight Show, and I do my little fucking dog and pony show out there, which is making me throw up in my mouth. And then I go and I sit down with Johnny, which was a big honor.
Yeah.
And I reveal, which I'd completely forgotten, there on the panel of the Tonight Show, that I'd just gotten engaged. So I hear you just got engaged. That's very, very exciting. And I'm like, yeah, bro. It's like, what? And I remember getting engaged.
Yeah.
It never became a marriage, but I don't remember doing that on the Tonight Show. And there,
wow.
and
you saw it. But
I just watched it on this
crazy.
clip. And, you know.
How old were you?
I was 29.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know marriage works for so many people. And some people are just, you know, you could say it's just sort of a case of, you know, codependence. You know, it's just the trees grow together, and at some point the roots intermingle so much that
and untangling that would be a lot more work.
Right, and a lot more
and I get
work.
that.
But there are some people where it's not about, it would be a lot of work or I'll lose all my money. It's really, I really love hanging out with her. I really love hanging out with him. Even Bill and Hillary, you know, I remember when they asked her after the scandal and everything whether she would leave him, and she was like, very honest, I thought, you know, and said basically, you know, I kind of thought about it, and yes, he's a hard dog to keep on the porch, but at the end of the day, there's just no one else as interesting in this whole world, or who I really want to talk to as much. So, like, that's a lot. That, to me, was a very cool thing to say. I'm sure I didn't say it word for word, but that was the gist of it.
I love Bill. I've had an opportunity to meet him several times.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know of anyone that's as, he is very charismatic and can and can talk so well.
Oh.
He can make you feel like,
oh, absolutely,
like you're the only person.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's a talent to that. It's really great.
Well, I may have told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again.
Tell it again.
So, like in the 90s, I was like invited to a number of places where he was speaking, you know, chummy with the Democratic side, and I still am with a lot of them, I hope. So I brought, and of course this is the 90s, I was out of my mind, so I brought a date everywhere. So I brought this hot blonde with me, and you know, it's like a meeting of maybe the 800 people, and at the end there's a, you know, you get online so you can take a picture with the president. It moves along pretty quickly. With me, I got on one side, she got on the other side, and I said something very offhand about he was about to travel to a trade conference, and he spent the next 5 minutes like explaining trade to me. And when I got off the line, I said to my girl, I said, wow, that's so awesome. He spent 5 minutes just telling me about the intricacies of this trade deal. And she said, yeah, the whole time he was rubbing my back.
So
that's what I love about
I
Bill
got invited.
Clinton. He was a player.
Oh my God!
Like talk
great.
About a dog. Like there's certain people, I could name certain athletes who were like this.
Oh, no question.
One is the greatest basketball player of all time. Yeah. I'm not gonna mention names, but just like you're either like, wow, Warren Beatty. Another one like Warren Beatty, according to legend, used to just pull chicks over like on the road, like and then be like, hi.
And there's a talent to that too.
It's just, again, it's like, I couldn't do it, but I can't deny
Bill Clinton invited me to come to the Hollywood Bowl to sing. It was me and Bono and a couple of other people to sing for him. It was packed at the Hollywood Bowl.
Sure. Wow.
So I was there, and I had a song out with Grace Potter called You and Tequila.
Yeah.
And Grace lived out here at the time and still does some of the time. So I said, Grace, I said, you should come sing You and Tequila with me for Bill Clinton.
Wow.
And Bill knew I was coming, but he didn't know that Grace was coming. And so I came out there and I introduced Grace to come on stage. And she had this bedazzled dress, and I swear to God, it was right here. And you could see, Bill was sitting there. He was, in the first row, and everybody was. So, and then there's me that comes out and talks to Bill, and it's a pleasure to be here. And ladies and gentlemen, Grace Potter, and she walks out like Marilyn Monroe, and you can see Bill go. This is his head. He was unbelievable. How we get on Bill Clinton? I don't know.
I love him.
I love
him, but
But he got into all kinds of stuff.
You got to own who you are.
I know, but there's a talent to it. Like, he got into all kinds of trouble, but every time come out smelling like a rose.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's smelling like a rose all the time, because they used to have him at the Democratic convention. They didn't the last one because there's too much. Well, Monica remembered. Monica remembered, then forgot, then remembered, then forgot. And I think she's back to remembering that she's a victim.
Yeah.
And that hurt him.
But even after that, I mean, if we needed somebody to go negotiate, they would either send Jimmy Carter or Bill Clinton.
Well, Jimmy's dead, so I wouldn't send him.
I know that, but I mean, like, back in the day.
Yeah. All right, I got to go back to my real job.
Okay.
I could do this all night
Me
with
too.
you. This is so much fun. And you didn't even drink.
Oh, no. Not
Good
anymore.
for you.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, and I know this mostly from cigarettes, but I would say this to a degree of it, because that's the dumbest drug I ever did. Smoking for 20 years. So glad I finally got rid of that.
I don't smoke,
But-
and I've never. I'll go ahead and finish.
No. Well, I'm just going to say, as you strip away the drugs, cigarettes, heavy drinking, you do realize they're not as needed as you think they are.
Yeah.
You can actually have a good time as yourself.
I'm learning.
You got in the habit of,
Right.
of using a crutch, but it's still you in there. You are really what's still interesting and can be interested, and you don't really need a lot. A little, but not a lot.
Yeah, I've never even, believe it or not, little fun fact, I'm 58 years old, and I've never had a cup of coffee.
Wow, I've had a lot of them.
And it was a negative association with something as a child, and I never.
I can tell you why, because as a child, you don't need coffee. You're bouncing off the walls to begin
Right, but I mean,
with. You need a downer, and so the adults are drinking this gross brown.
Yes, it was
it's
off.
bitter.
Man, everybody's smoking in the house. And I'm going, if I ever get out of here, I'm never coming back, ever. Ever. I had that talk with myself as a child. I remember it.
Yes.
And I've never been
Right.
back.
These people stink. Their
I've
breath
never-
stinks of coffee and cigarettes. Is there a worse breath stink than coffee and cigarettes? Yes.
So,
But, my mother was in World War II.
wow.
She earned her coffee and
She
cigarette
sure did.
breath.
Yeah, sure did.
All right, pal.
Great. Man, thanks for having
Thank you.
me.
All right. We'll do this
Christmas.
any...
I have Christmas plans now.
You're in your island paradise in Christmas, I'm guessing?
I wasn't this year, but it's gotten busy
So
down
where's it,
there during
Bahamas?
Christmas. It's in the Virgin
I
Islands.
mean, Virgin Islands.
Yeah, in St. John. I used to go down there for a long time. Then it got really busy during Christmas. So it's like, okay, I don't know. I've been out here before.
But it's a U.S. Virgin Islands.
U.S. Virgin
So you're
Islands.
American territory.
Yes.
So, because,
So yeah,
if
you're bored,
I might visit you there.
I think you would love it.
I haven't really gone overseas. I mean, I'm not a great traveler.
Yeah.
So I had I toured in 2015. That's the last time I went to Europe. I'm not.
Wait, and you haven't been to Europe since 2015?
No, I'm not up for that. I'm just not.
See, I love Italy too much.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
really?
it. I love Italy.
Italy.
And when I was drinking a lot, I really loved Italy because I loved, loved red wine, especially Italian red wine.
Like anywhere in Italy?
No, I mean,
you
I
do?
love Florence. I would love the
Tuscany?
Amalfi Coast. I love Tuscany. I love,
Yeah.
and I just went to Sicily 3 years ago, and
Yeah, I bet it is awesome.
it's awesome. And because I love The Godfather.
Right. I'm not doing that. But I might come to the
down there.
U.S. territory, Virgin Islands.
Not at Christmas. It's too crazy.
Really?
But yeah, come during hurricane season. Seriously, because it's beautiful. It's
What season?
if
fall?
a storm's coming with the weather channel and with all the
All right.
news
If I'm
network.
ever in New York, it's a flight from New York, right?
3 hours. Or I'll
What?
come there and we'll just roll. You roll with me. How's that?
If I'm in New York during hurricane season
Right.
and the hurricane starts hitting New York, I am so...
You can come down there.
Okay, thank you.
I think you'd love it.
Club Random.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Man, they're so easy.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Club Random.